And I am just preparing myself to be able to actually do the live stream for today. What we weren't supposed to do a live stream, but I'm going to do a bonus live stream because it's Sunday and I want to do some shiny hunting and things. I don't think it sits into our normal Monday and like was it Wednesday that I actually normally do. So I'm gonna do it on Sundays instead. So grandparents just here, we just talk, and I'm gonna boot up my PC, and then we're going to turn around and of course set up for the live stream, and I'm gonna show that process because I don't know what else to do today. So we're just gonna show the process of me setting up the live stream because you might want to create your own live stream at some stage. First of all, get your desired snack that you're going to snack out on whilst you set up. Next up, log in to your PC because you're going to need it. Third, make sure that all monitors that you are going to be using, because I use a 3-monitor setup, is actually working. This one isn't, obviously, so what we're going to do is fiddle around with some of the wires back here and make sure it's working. And that has done it. Now we've got all of this. Third of all, let everything boot up, what actually boots up on start. So things like voice mod that I don't really use too much, but I can have sound effects. So through my Stream Deck right here, I can mess around with sound effects if I wish to. Like that. Next up, boot into your desired software that you would be using for streaming. I use OBS, so let's just launch it. Also, it's off of Steam, I know. Really stupid to be able to actually launch it off of Steam instead of its own thing, but that's what I do. I run normally, it's fine. So to make sure that it is on a correct screen, you can mess around with settings and mess around with everything. As you can see, there's the very basic webcam and everything of me. Hey, how's it going? So now we have several different scenes. We have this first scene, what is the starting soon, that is just a very basic animated starting soon screen. We have the gameplay, that what our gameplay will be here in just a moment. We'll set that up. But it's also the case if we have a shiny thing. We're not going to be shiny hunting this specific Pokemon today. We're going to be doing something different, so let's just turn that off. Next up, we have our just chatting. So this is if we wanted to be able to turn around and just chat to you and mess around with you. The chat will come right here, so we can mess around with that and talk about that as it comes up. Also, notifications still work on things. Next up is our Be Right Back screen, as well as the stream ending screen. These all function pretty much like the start and soon screen. So these are all set up on my Stream Deck to make it a lot easier for me to be able to switch between scenes, as well as mess around with being able to stop and play music, as well as be able to adjust things such as my desktop sound being actually playable or hearable from the actual stream, as well as me being able to actually stop people from being able to hear me by muting me if I need to. And on top of that, there's like a few functions like this one that allows me to just check scenes if I wish to be able to check scenes before moving to them, make sure everything's set up. That means that if I'm messing around whilst talking to people or on the Be Right Back screen, the current moment, let's say we are on Be Right Back and we were changing games, we can quickly change the game, sort it all out, and then we don't have to worry about it. And then we can simply switch. So next up, you want to be able to sort out your gameplay. Obviously, I'm going to have my gameplay here because this is going to be a Switch game and it means they can mess around with things. The difference is that I'm using a Switch and you might want to be able to use gameplay from your like main system. You can just sort of do that by game capture and you just sort of change that by here, and then you change what game it is, what is currently loaded up. So that's what you'll need to do. As you can see, my Elgato is already set up and is in the same size that it needs to be. All I need to do is pretty much press this, and it should come up with the home. Here you go. And if I just press the home button on my Pro Controller, come here, need my Pro Controller, turn on please, and just press home, it switched us in. We can also hear it. What's even better because that's what we need. If we want to be able to make it so that we can have this over here, so I don't have to have OBS open and things like that, or I have an empty page that I'm looking into because my webcam's up here, then what we'll do is we'll simply turn around over here, the Elgato, that's what we need, and then we want to window projector. As you can see, window projector, we just drag, drop, and now we're here. But this is my personal game that I actually play with. I mess around with Scarlet, but I want to play Violet, what is pretty much the exact same game, just a different, like, legendary or whatever you want to call these days. So what I'm going to do is quickly find where I've dropped off my Pokemon, like, cartridges, and then we'll go back to I have conveniently hidden mine underneath the bed, so let's go back. Now we have our Pokemon cartridges inside of here. What we can do is open it up, we can then find Violet, and then we can of course put Violet into here. It's going to take more than one hand. The easier way to do this is, of course, take your Switch out. If you are using a Switch, then, of course, take it out. You just sort of push that. You then end up with Scarlet out. And then what you just need to do is you just need to take Violet, put it into the Switch. Come on. There you go. And then we put it back in, and we can just slot it back in to here. And it should still have this screen loaded up. So what we can do is we just slowly lower this in here, and you should see on this screen it load back up. And now we've got Violet. Was great. The reason I'm going to be playing Violet instead of Scarlet is simply because I'm starting from scratch on that save. I haven't actually used Violet yet, so it's going to be really awesome and really helpful for me. And that's why I'm going to be playing Violet on stream today instead of anything else. And I don't really want a shiny hunt because I do want a shiny hunt, but I don't want a shiny hunt at the ssame time. I want to start a new game such as the latest game, such as Violet, and try and get through the storyline to be able to then get the shiny thing or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. It's the shiny... I forgot what it's called. The shiny charm. So what I'm going to try and do is, of course, get the shiny charm and do all of that. One of the major things that we need now is chat. We need chat up on screen. So that's what I'm going to do next. I was a very stupid idiot and started streaming without actually wanting to start streaming. I feel like an idiot, but we're going to bring up chat anyway. So let's bring up chat. So what we're going to need to do is log into a browser. I personally use Edge for this, so yeah. So when we get the browser up, what we need is twitch.tv/transplayuk, what is the channel that we mess around on, and then we can technically just leave it here. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the... Oh god. We're going to go to the channel. No, we're not going to go to the channel. We're going to go to the creator dashboard because it's a lot easier, and then we're going to go to stream manager instead of anything there, and that allows us to be able to have all of this. We can turn off views so we don't have to worry about them at all. Got 24 subscribers, we can see the time, and on top of that we've displayed the layout. We can see the chat, we can see the activity feed, so if anyone has followed in the recent time, as well as we can see the stream and stuff. All good, helpful. Next up, we want a second tab that will be the YouTube audio library. This is all copyright-free music as long as we go here and we press not required, what allows us to be able to have license-free stuff that allows us to be able to easily use this. We can choose a certain song that we want, or we can just press play, and this will play in the background when we are like in, not that, where's my OBS? When we are here, or when we are in the starting soon screen, we can then see it, or like hear it when we have our desktop audio on. What allows us to be able to play this, and you can see it's playing. So yeah, all what is left is that I would start streaming and be able to go through all of that, so I might record a little bit of me starting to stream, and then I can show it all off. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want any tutorials or anything on how OBS works and how you can create something like this, then I can do that in the near future. Just say, and we'll try and do it. Also, we should probably work out the lights, including the on-air light that I keep on forgetting to be able to put on. Yeah. There you go, our on-air light is on. Next up, we probably also want to have a really nice light in here in general. So we turn on this light, what is normally what I have in my videos. It's nicer to have, of course, outside light as well. So what we can always do is, I've got these blinds, I can just turn them slightly, and I bring in some of the outside light. So we just do that, and you can see it brings in like that soft niceness, what we'll have for a couple of hours till the sun dies down, and then I won't be able to have the light anymore. Also, one of the major things that you want to do is change the title description as well as the category that you're going to be streaming in. So for instance, for us, we're going to be streaming in Pokemon. We don't want just Pokemon, we want Scarlet and Violet, because we're going to be playing Violet, and then we can just delete this, and we're not with Mabel, because I'm not Mabel, we're with Sam. and then I can of course change the title. So let's think of a title quick. So once you have finished the live stream, you can just sort of mess around and go, hey, that's all good. I done about 2 hours today because it was a bonus live stream and I didn't want to overdo it, especially as I'm live streaming tomorrow. So I just wanted to do a very basic thing, and it was just playing Pokemon Violet, and really, really good, and I loved it to bits. Didn't have too many people chat or do anything, and to be honest, understandable. We're live streaming on a day that we're not normally live streaming, and on top of that, we only live stream for about 2 hours, and sometimes you have people come in 4 or 5+ hours. We live stream on, of course, twitch.tv. If you want to go check that out or check out the live streams and everything, you can check them out on YouTube. We do live stream on Twitch, so you can also go check that out, but I'll link to the YouTube stuff, so if you want to go check out that and be able to subscribe to that channel to watch all the live streams after the fact, go do that. But yeah, hope this little thing helps and everything, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher.